Hi, good evening all. In this video, we're going to take a look at the 12, I believe, best trades in Sabres history. Coming up. And yes, you all gave me a tongue lashing about Peter McNabb. Yes, I know. And you know, the good thing, guys, about having a channel, okay, is that I got proof, okay, that I put that as one of our worst trades in our history last year in a video. In this video, I guess it just went over my head that day when I slapped that together. My head's been all over the place lately. You'll forgive me, guys. I'm telling you, my concentration's just not like it is normally, you know? It's just not with everything going on this week. And next week. This is going to be a long process. I'll tell you what, the death industry, folks, is like behind. They're behind. They can't get things done quick like they used to. All right. So on this video, a few of you mentioned this. Actually, I checked all the notes today, and I think I told a few of you, yes, I'm doing a video tonight on this. Actually, somebody asked me. Sorry, I didn't clip it out. I would have given a shout out, but there was like a few that mentioned it in the previous videos. Why don't you do a video on the best trades, which I was doing anyway tonight? So, okay, before we get started, guys, the first clip I want to show you, here it is. And that is my other channel that I've launched, okay? It's called Rosie's Hockey Lounge. And you guys got a taste of what it's going to be about. It's going to be like a Discord chat kind of thing. It's going to just be one of those things where they're chatting live and you know, you'll see. I had a little fun with it. I gave you an example of what was going up. The first video is finished. You'll see it. It's completed now. It's a little different than the clip I showed you guys a few days ago, but that is it for the channel. So I'm going to put a link below. And I never ask you guys to subscribe. I'm asking you for this channel. Please get over there. Support it, and we're gonna have a little fun with it, guys, just to get our minds off things. When things are bad, I'll get over there and I don't know, we'll headhunt Gary Bettman or something, and you know, something like that. Okay, so I'm going again, guys, from back from the 70s to right now, the top 12 trades. I've rambled enough. Here's number 1 of 12. Here we go. And that one I think is a good deal. We got Don Luce, Mike Robitaille, and hold on, guys, let me open. My thing just closed down on me. And we traded Joe Daly. It was May the 25th, 1971, very early in our history. We started getting some solid pieces, of course, Don Luce being that piece. So that was a good trade. I think that was a very good trade. I'm looking at trades, guys, that had impacts on the franchise, okay? Not just where we ripped off the team. No, I'm looking impacts and rip-offs. You know, there's a few rip-offs in here, but mostly impactful trades. Getting Don Luce was a key player in the 70s. Number 2. And that, my friends, is a great trade. Rene Robert, for one of my dad's best friends in real life, was Eddie Shack. Him, for those of you that are new to the channel, my dad was best friends with Eddie Shack and Jim Papp, and they grew up together. They were all going to make the NHL. 2 of the 3 did, my dad being the one that didn't. Then Eddie Shack, though, was very close friends with my dad, and so was Jim Pappin. But that was a great trade for the Sabres, guys, getting Rene Robert. Of course, the French Connection was born, not exactly in that day, but let's say it was that day. We should have done a little something maybe in last March 4th on the channel. See, I shot, you know, and it would have been the 50th anniversary that the French Connection was born, really. Okay, number 3. Another key piece, and the stay line defense that we had in Buffalo back in the 70s, guys, Jerry Korab. We traded John Gould, Tracy Pratt, December the 27th, 1973, with the Vancouver Canucks. And that was a solid piece coming back to Buffalo as our blue line was getting meaner and meaner. Yeah, Jerry Korab was a beast. We all know that, all of us that seen him. Big trade in Sabres history. You know, and if you look back at those 70s, I mean, getting Don Luce, Rene Robert, Jerry Korab, you know, that's a big pieces that we got in trades in our first 3 years of existence, you know. Number 4. And here's a big one. Some of you might think that well, I say we won this trade because, you know, we traded we traded Turgeon and got back Pat LaFontaine. You know, I mean, yeah, we traded away. Also, we traded Yui Krupp, Benoit Hogue, Dave McElwain, and we got back Randy Wood, Randy Hillier, 4th-round pick, and Pat LaFontaine. But getting Pat LaFontaine was a key moment in our history, I believe. It really was. It really was. I know we didn't have any playoff success, but my God, do we have a ton of memories of Pat LaFontaine and his numbers in the rafters, you know? And if his numbers in the rafters, there should be other numbers in the rafters. LaFontaine didn't play here that long, you know, not really. All right, we are up to number 5. Here it is. This has to be the biggest steal in Sabres history. I was going to show the Christian Ruutu for Beauregard, because that was what kind of put this in motion to get this deal done. There was a delay. I forget what the delay was about, but there was a delay why they couldn't do it right away. But, I mean, take a look at that. Ironically, here's the thing. I originally got sober August the 8th, 1992. So we got Dominik Hasek the day before. I didn't even realize that till right now, this minute. That was my original sobriety date back in the day. So yeah, Dominik Hasek, the Dominator, for the great and amazing Stefan Beauregard. Yeah, well, poor Chicago. You know, I feel bad for Chicago and some of these trades I'm going to show you. All right, and we're doing the 12 steps of recovery, folks. Here comes step number 6. And I think this was a good deal. A lot of fans are going to say, wait, we traded McGillney. Yeah, we did. We did trade McGillney. But folks, once we got Mike Peca on this team, and I thought at first, what have we done? This is my initial reaction when we made this trade. What have we done? You know, but we got back Mike Peca, Michael Wilson, a 1st-round pick, which turned out to be Jay McKee. Let's keep in mind, it says right there. And we sent back Alexander the Great and a 5th-round pick. But getting Mike Peca, folks, was franchise-altering. Because a few short years later, as our captain, he would lead us to the Final Four for the first time in 18 years, then into the Stanley Cup Finals the following season for the first time in 24 years. It was franchise-altering. That is one of the biggest trades in our history, like Dominik Hasek. It really is. It was a good hockey trade, is what that was. We did not rip off Vancouver, but they did not rip off us, because the results, the playoff results, came with that trade. Number 7. J.P. Dumont, Doug Gilmour for Michael Grosek. Poor Chicago. Jeez, Chicago. Oh, my God. I didn't hate Grosek, guys. I didn't. But he's just an average player, and we got back Doug Gilmour at the end of his career, mind you, but it was rumored for how long we were going to get Gilmour. And we got J.P. Dumont. Just J.P. Dumont alone would have been a fair trade, straight up. Really, it would have been. But getting Gilmour also. So, let's get on to number 8. Big one in our history again, folks. Danny Briere, a 3rd-round pick, and we send over Chris Gratton and a 4th-round pick. We obviously won this trade. And this was right around the time, guys, right around the time I was really warming up to Chris Gratton. I was really starting to like his work ethic. I got nothing bad to say about Chris Gratton, except he underachieved for where he was drafted. So he was a high draft, and he just never really became that player, but he had a decent career still. Not a Hall of Fame career. Danny Briere, of course, was a stud, you know. Not a big guy, but my goodness, did he have a heart and a half on this guy. I mean, he really, his heart, he played with passion, drive. This guy showed up in the clutch moments. And the only time I could see Danny Briere, if he didn't look as into it, as would have been the 2007 playoffs when we played Ottawa and lost in the semifinals. I just didn't find Briere looked like himself in that series. It was almost like he already had his mind out of Buffalo, which is horrible when, you know. Don't forget, he had to go to arbitration the year before to get the $5 million, and then, like, we had an owner that didn't want to sign him to big money at this point. And that was, what number was that, guys? That was number 8. This is number 9. Here it is. This is a key one also. Steve Bégin and Chris Drury come over to Buffalo, and we send over Steven Reinprecht and Wet Warner. That's a deal that really worked out for us, because the key piece, of course, coming over was Chris Drury. That was a good deal. That was a good deal. All of a sudden, we made, in a very short amount of time, you know, between March and July, we got Danny Briere and Chris Drury. Little did we know how big a team we were going to have 3 short years later. Really. Just incredible what a few good trades can do, you know. Number 10. This is the only trade like this, guys. Paul Gaustad, we sent the Goose over and got back a first rounder, which I think Nashville was out of their minds giving up a first rounder for Gaustad. I don't hate Gaustad, so don't put those words in my mouth. But would you honestly, right now, this minute, that Paul Gaustad of that year, of the 2013 or 2012, would you trade a first rounder right now that we just, one of our first round picks for Paul Gaustad? Think about it. You know, it was a horrible mistake on their part. I never understood why. I couldn't believe we got a first rounder. I was stunned. I can go on and on about that. Didn't hate Gaustad, but my goodness, getting a first round pick, Darcy was a genius doing that. Number 11. This was a ripoff. Yep, Bots, if he did any good trade, it was this one. Getting Jeff Skinner for Cliff Pooh, 2019 second rounder, 2020 third rounder, and 2026 rounder. And right now, Cliff Pooh still hasn't made the NHL. Last I checked. I haven't checked up on this guy in forever. But last I checked, he hasn't done anything. He just hasn't done anything. All right, let's keep it rolling, guys. I don't want this video too long. Final one, number 12. And there it is. I was going to keep that. Oh no, I think I used that last time on you guys. Well, this time it goes in the good column this time, guys. Yeah, getting Henri Jokiharju for Alex Nylander. I don't know, poor Chicago. I don't know what they were thinking there either. You know, the Chicago fans were actually excited, I remember. I was checking them up online, all the comments they were saying. They were actually, some of them were upset though. Some were very upset trading Jokiharju. Some had Jokiharju shirts already. This is how into him they were over there. But for Alex Nylander, really? I don't know. I would have given him away for free just to get rid of him, really. Then remember he did this, a little mini video of him celebrating he got traded from the Sabres, and he did this spin kick. He was kicking off a beer can off a ledge. Guys, I know how to do a spin kick. That is one of the worst spin kicks I've seen in my life. I'd have that guy taken down so fast if he pulled a spin kick on me like that. It was a horrible spin kick. He didn't even snap his foot, nothing. He just did this like crazy move, and he thought he was doing like the Karate Kid. I was like, oh my God, that's the worst spin kick I've ever seen. Anyway, my 2 cents. All right, guys, let's kill it here. I'd probably drag this video out way too long, so let's kill it here. See you in the next one.